What is up? Hey, I want to try something really quick.
Oh, okay.
Freezing, rests his head on a pillow made of concrete. Again, feeling. Maybe he'll see a little better Saturdays. Oh, yeah. Oh, hand out. Faces that he sees time again. Ain't that familiar? Oh, yeah. Oh, dark grin. He can't help when he's happy. He looks insane. Yeah.
So is that you getting out the one that you were behind on? Because
I was just reading the lyrics because I don't know any of those lyrics. So I read them straight from the internet.
Do you know, I just was singing because I know them because I never have a laptop
That's
in front of me.
crazy to me.
Just so you know, Nuts, I've never had a laptop in front of me. It's all off the cuff.
Okay.
Bethany and Sean. We are a couple of nuts talking.
Idea that we would have had and done if we cared, if we had more energy.
You've been recorded. So I hit record.
I didn't know, but I had a good idea. I was telling John about that everything we talk about during each episode.
It doesn't even make any sense to me what you just said at all.
Like, we would take a picture about things that we talked about on the podcast. And you know how we get real specific? So, like, only if you listen to the episode would you know what we were talking about. And, like, they would go in order.
I used to do that. I used to post pictures of whatever we talked about on our Instagram, and I stopped doing that because we were getting no engagement. And I was like, this is a lot of effort and work, and I don't want to do it anymore.
Well, that's what I was saying. We would do it, but we just don't have it.
We'll pay somebody at some point once this motherfucker flies to the moon,
and,
son.
Know, if you're a big-ass fan of ours and you're good at that, let us know, and we would love to keep it in the fam.
Babe, we have... 2 friends and...
Are you going to bag us right now? Because
we have 2 friends and a truck driver that listens to us.
No, because somehow we have 9 reviews. So we definitely know we at least have 9 people. And to me, that's bigger than my family. And my family doesn't help me or listen or do anything for us.
It's a pretty big deal.
I feel closer to the 9 people who I'm probably 8 because we probably put one of our own reviews down.
Yeah, no, I definitely did. I was the first review of our podcast, and I said this is the best podcast ever. All caps, EVER, ever.
We didn't even have
exclamation point.
We didn't even have a listener yet. We just did it.
I don't even really like Pearl Jam that much anymore, to be honest with you.
I don't either, but I mean, I used to love it, and I don't now. See, when people who are artists,
Pearl Jam means come.
It does?
Pearl Jam, come.
Oh.
Right? Who knew? I mean, that's a rumor. I read that years ago.
Do you know that when I think of Pearl Jam, before you told me that, I don't know why, but a turtle comes to mind.
Pearl Jam?
I know.
Turtle?
Isn't that weird?
That's really weird.
I think of a turtle.
Doesn't make any sense.
I'm dead serious.
Pearls are like kind of whitish.
I know.
Turtles are very green.
And they're animals, and they're not a jam or a pearl. But I'm telling you, when I heard Pearl Jam, I just think turtle. I don't know. I don't know.
That is really odd.
Look.
Tell me more about that. Why? What are you seeing? You picture when you hear Pearl Jam, do they have a shirt with a turtle on it or something?
No, but it's not the word pearl or the word jam. But when you put the 2 words Pearl Jam together, I just think of like the turtle jamming itself back into the shell.
Pearl Jam.
Turtle. Right.
Okay.
See, so it's like a pearl jam.
That's very...
into the shell. I'm just telling you what I think of. It's
Okay.
just the visual I get.
Okay.
And then it does always sound like Eddie Vedder is stuck in something trying to get out. Like, like he's got a turtle head.
Oh, yeah.
See? Now it all makes sense.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So I don't like when artists tell me more information than their art. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. Everybody knows what we're talking about. Yeah, a lot of my favorite artists do that, and
now I no longer have them on my playlist.
Yeah,
or
gets
watch their
boring.
movies.
It gets boring when you're like a part of everything else that everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
I'm bored with you now.
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm just like, what happened?
When you're
that-
singing your songs and writing your music and telling me about the process of that, nobody else is doing that because it's you. You're the one
Right.
creating it. But when you're jumping in a narrative and just regurgitating the same shit that everybody
using the
else
same
is,
words, saying it the same
oh,
way,
gag me with a
then
spoon.
then I'm like, where's the art in that? Like, you actually are just like everybody else. And then I get bored, and I think
Unless you have a different thought that's actually like kind of like against the norm, kind of, and like because the guitarist from Deftones talked about believing the Earth was flat. Now I'm
Love
all
it,
behind
yeah.
that
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of shit. Talk about that shit.
especially because you're an artist, you think outside the box already, and it's an art that I like. Like, for instance, I want to go back to Flat Earth Deftones, but like another one that bothered me was Rage Against the Machine, because now you are with the machine. You are not raging against
The
it.
guitarist from Rage Against the Machine is a Harvard graduate.
Get out.
Tom
right.
Morello
Tom Morello.
graduated from Harvard.
Yes.
Don't tell me about a machine, my boy.
Right.
Okay, you are it.
The
You
machine.
literally are the machine.
And your family who got you in is like the oil on the machine.
And good on you for graduating Harvard. Don't
Right.
complain about it, though. Like, what do you now? You're making millions off of
But-
complaining about the millions of dollars college that you graduated. My boy.
No,
Fuck you.
but that's also to me showing the hypocrisy in which they're speaking on their soapbox.
Yeah.
Because they're literally either A, talking shit about themselves, or B, it's all an act.
But not
and always
acknowledging
have
that
been.
they're talking about themselves.
Oh, of
acting like
course.
they're outside of that.
Of course, because they don't want to appear to be that
Ugh.
side. But yeah,
But my boy Stefan and Deftones, speaking of that, Haunted Air has a single out right now. We covered that Deftones song, Change in the House of Flies. It's streaming. We're getting great feedback. We'd love it if you'd go listen to it. It's on Apple Music, Spotify,
Add it to your
Bandcamp,
playlist.
SoundCloud.
Hey, truck driver who gave that amazing review. Tell your truckers about it. You guys are always in your trucks. You need stuff to listen to. Put Haunted Air on fucking repeat.
Yeah,
Add us to your playlist.
Yeah.
Favorite us.
Yeah.
Come on.
yeah,
Come on.
please.
Anyways, I was oh wait, did you want to keep going on this?
What?
I don't want to change the subject if we have more.
What, Pearl Jam?
Well, Pearl Jam and the fact that artists speak stupid shit.
No, I don't even
Do you know
want to
what
give
else
it
it
any
does?
energy.
It also, like, the whole mysterious side of an artist, it goes like poof, and it disappears as soon as you open your mouth and you're stupid.
Oh, 100%.
And then these smaller bands that
Don't
do
meet
it,
your idols, they say.
yeah. And then these smaller bands, and I don't mean that negatively when I say smaller, I just mean like not mainstream bands who jump on the bandwagon of that same modder, and then you're like, what are you doing right now?
I met a couple of my idols when I was younger, okay? And it wasn't a bad at all. It was actually a lot of fun. I don't know if I told the story about when I met Gavin Rosdale from Bush. My friend won tickets, this is like 97 or 98, to go see Bush. She won them off our local rock station, K-Rock here, and to go bowling with Bush. So she took me, and we went bowling with Bush, and Gavin, shockingly actually, was the first one there. Gavin was the first one there. Everybody,
Maybe he's like sober or something,
Oh,
and he's good on time.
hold on a second. When he
okay.
came, he was kind of just nursing his beer, kind of stoned,
never mind.
clearly stoned, I'm sure, too. I think he's a pothead.
Maybe he was there from the other night.
Probably, because when he finally made his way over to us, we're like, dude, Gavin, what's up, man? So cool. And then I was like, where's the rest of the band? And then he looked around, awkward silence for like 10 seconds. He was looking, and he's like, I'm in the band. That was his response.
That's his really smart.
I'm in the band. I was like, oh, yeah, no.
If you were a woman, you would have laughed, and he would have gotten
Right,
your pussy.
Right.
So.
I was like, I know, dude. I know you're in the band, Gavin. I was just wondering, like, where's the other guys? Like, I wanted to meet
Right.
all of them, the bassist, guitar. I wanted to meet them all. And
It's because you're a musician. Most people just want Gavin.
yeah.
Or the lead singer.
And I was still kind of a fairly new musician. I think I was like 15 at the time or something. So I was heavy into my bass playing at the time. So I wanted to meet the bass player. And but that wasn't a bad experience. That was funny, and it made for a good little story.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. One of the I mean, he wasn't like an idol of mine at all, but I mean, I appreciated, because I was such a lover of Batman, the one where the Joker was Jack Nicholson. Like, I knew his music through that was Prince. I met Prince at the Knitting Factory.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he was there.
Little king.
So
4 foot tall king.
adorably tiny.
Yeah.
And I was VIP in pretty
You think
much
Diddy
everywhere
had
I
his way?
worked.
You think Diddy had his way with him? No. Think so.
Baby,
For
you gotta
entertainment
remember.
purposes only.
You gotta remember
Shoot.
Prince. Well, Prince is older than Diddy.
That's
I
what I'm
believe.
saying, and he's
So I bet you it was more like I'm not gonna say his name, but he ran that thing.
oof.
But who knows? But here's what I do know is that Prince was speaking out a lot.
Yeah, that's why they killed him.
Right.
For entertainment purposes
For
only.
entertainment purposes only, allegedly. But I met him, and I have always just not cared about celebrity.
Right.
So, which I think is why I always had the VIP jobs,
Yeah.
because I don't care at all. But I just walked up to him, and I was like, "Oh, can I get you something to drink?" And he was like, it's funny how I never forget these people's drinks, though. And he said, "Yeah, an orange juice, but fill the cup up with ice as full as you can,
So a ton of ice with a sprinkle of orange juice.
and then put orange juice in it." And I was like, "Okay." And so I got him it, and then I think I got him like 3 more through the night, or
so he
it was
likes
a long
really
time.
watered down orange juice.
Yeah, it was probably for like sugar or energy or something. But like,
You want to know why it was?
Why?
Because he was high on opiates.
that's right. You just
Yeah.
gave me chills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You love get a major sweet tooth on opiates.
Yeah. So
Especially pills and shit. And he was on pills. He used to suck fucking fentanyl lollipops and shit.
yeah. So I just kept his glass exactly that, and then it would get like halfway, and I would just completely give him a new one exactly the way he wanted. But yeah. And then
R.I.P. Little King.
I will say I met another one who, like, to this day is still one of my favorite people ever, which is Keanu Reeves.
Oh, shit.
He's a Jack and Coke.
Oh, shit.
He's a Jack and Coke, and then we went out after, and he's just the kindest,
Yeah.
funny, fun
That's
guy.
what they say.
And then I met him again, not met him again, but I hung out with him again at House of Blues in the Foundation Room in LA
Yeah.
several times. But he was at the time sleeping with one of my friends.
Okay.
Who is a masseuse. So he would order a masseuse from
hell
her, and then
yeah.
she'd go over and do that.
Smart.
Yeah.
Date a masseuse, man.
Yeah.
Very smart, Keanu.
But
He gets a bad rap. People
I
think he's an airhead
Oh,
and shit.
I would like to say, in case Keanu ever decides to listen to this, because not only did I
No,
write,
I mean, he doesn't get a
not
bad
only-
rap as a human. Like, everybody says he's the nicest
He
guy,
is.
and he takes huge pay cuts to help pay the crew, and he buys the
Yeah.
crew, like, crazy presents and shit.
Yeah, and Sean came back to this. Like, I literally wrote him a script and an idea for just him. So when we meet him again, and it's weird because
We had the
We
chance,
did
too,
have the
because we went to
chance.
go, we love him so much, we went to go see Dog Star, his band, at the Harrah's Casino down in Rincon, and apparently he was just hanging out at the bar the night before. We missed
but he
it.
went the night before, right? And we went the night of, and then stayed one more night. So next time we know to go before. But I always thought, like, if I see him again, I don't know if I should say, "Hey, I've hung out with you a few times," or
I mean,
whatever.
Maybe, but he comes across so many people.
Oh no, I'm not saying he'll remember me, but he'll definitely remember the times that.
Well, he'll remember the girl that you were friends with that he dated, maybe.
Yeah. Oh no, because I'm not asking like for him to remember me at all.
Yeah.
But I feel like because I met him at Metro when Dogstar played.
Yeah.
And I think Billy Corgan, he was, Billy came as well, or was playing. I can't remember. I just specifically remember him after they played because they opened for somebody. I wish I could remember. I don't know because I ended up getting to leave early with them, and then we went to the bar right next door, called Raw Bar. But anyways, I digress. No, I'm not saying for that reason. I'm just saying like if anyone knows me, my favorite movie of all time is Matrix. Like, there's no better movie to me.
I'd rather watch the John Wick films.
Now, John Wick, is to me perfection.
I'd rather watch the John Wick films than Matrix.
Right, but the Matrix, babe, is a human Bible.
Matrix is
So-
incredible, obviously.
The more I watch it, the more I learn. And you can only learn as much as you know right now. And then you have to be open and surrender to it. And what does that remind you of? The Bible.
The Bible.
And it's such a excuse me, it's such a interesting.
Wait, but I wanted to talk about other celebrities that I
Oh
met
yeah,
that
let's stay
weren't
on
bad.
that. But anyways, I love Keanu and he's been nothing but cool. So my idols that I've met,
So you
they're
just
not
named
idols.
a couple, so I'm
They're
gonna
not
now
idols.
it's my turn to start talking because shoot doggy.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so talkative today.
Bethany's
so
bulldozer. I stalked Marilyn
now
Manson.
you're using what I said about you
I
against
stalked
you.
Marilyn Manson, huge Manson fan, obviously growing up as a teenager. And
Who was it?
same friend that took me to the Bush concert, we also found out when they were in town where Manson was staying. And it was at the Hilton
Stalkers.
Yeah, straight up. We went to the lobby and waited there for hours.
Adorable.
And sure enough, Manson came down out of the elevator. We're just like, holy shit. Went up. He didn't want to take any pictures. He asked us not. He didn't have any makeup on or anything. This is when he was dating Rose McGowan, but it wasn't like known yet. So when we saw her roll up, we're like, wait a minute, that's the chick from Doom Generation and Scream. What's her name? Rose McGowan. And then she came and picked him up in her little Ford Explorer, and we snapped a picture of Manson, but he was covering his mouth. And I asked to get a close up look at his tattoos, and he let me. And that was nice. He wasn't bad. He was sweet. And then the other guys came down and they took pictures with us because they, whatever. They were all really sweet. That was cool. And then I got to meet the band again because I had a friend who got. Her mom worked security at the Universal Amphitheater, and Manson was performing at the MTV Music Awards, dope show. So this was 99, I think, or 98. So we got to go backstage, all access.
Wow.
Like I'm a fucking, not even a senior in high school. Year before that, what is that, junior?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fucking junior kid hanging out backstage. The Manson crew's right there. I walk up to him. I bum a cigarette off the keyboard as Pogo.
I think you told this story, but yes.
Yeah, whatever. He gave me a cigarette. I smoked it, and it was fucking crazy.
Was that the first time you smoked?
Surreal. No,
Oh.
no. You want to know something? I was in this day camp. I used to go to this summer camp. It was called Summer Days in Burbank, and there was this chick that was like a counselor there, or not a counselor. What would they call? I don't know what they would call those people.
Camp counselor?
Yeah, I guess a camp
Yeah.
counselor. It was a daytime. It wasn't an overnight.
Day camp
It
counselor?
was a day camp counselor, and she was a cheerleader for the Raiders. So
I was a cheerleader.
she was for an NFL team money. She was a
Well,
NFL
football's rigged.
Raiders cheerleader, little hottie bo body. I won't say her name,
Hello, I'm in the room.
but I mean, I went there until I was like 15, I think, or 16. And I remember my last year there, she's like, when you're 18, come find me. She said that. This chick.
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, I'm
whoa!
going to fuck her up.
But anyways, I was walking with my bud down our local street there from my house, Burbank Boulevard in Burbank, and she comes fucking rolling up, vroom, vroom, in her little BMW convertible. She's like, what's up, guys? And she had a pack of cigarettes, and I was like, oh, shit.
Like candy for a baby.
Yeah, I was like, could I have one of those? And she just gave me the whole pack. She's like, you just want the pack? I was like, yeah.
She's like, can I have your package?
Yeah. Oh, man. That was the first cigarette, and they were tiny little cigarettes. They might have
They were
been
girl cigarettes.
They were either Benson and Hedges or they were Capris, which are
They were
those
probably
skinny
Capris,
little.
yeah.
So that was the first cigarette.
Pussy.
And I had a pack. And then
Nice.
and then I'd smoke my aunt's cigarettes.
Wow. What are you, a vegetarian now?
Wait a minute.
Oh, God.
Capri cigarettes?
You put soy in your coffee.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because you're smoking little girl cigarettes.
Honey, I was 15 years old.
Yeah. Nice.
Wait a minute. I'm very
Weak.
confused right now.
Weak ass shit.
It wasn't a
Why-
choice.
You
It
should
was
have
just
been smoking a thick ass cigarette. My men's, they smoke thick ass cigarettes. Okay?
That was my first
And then when you
cigarette,
put it
though.
up to your mouth, I want a gun show. I want a gun.
You get a gun
motherfucking
show, baby. These fucking guns are the talk of the. Oh
Talk
my
of the
god,
town.
this spider.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I've been getting chewed alive by
I
fucking
think it's
spiders.
a mosquito. It's gotta be. I mean,
Oh my god, my hand is swollen right
see,
now.
now here, let me show you something. If we were good at social media, We would have taken a
Look at
picture
this
of his
thing.
hand, and then you would have gone through social media to find episode 88, and then you would have gotten the picture of your hand. Do you see how that worked?
Yeah, it bit me between my knuckles, but I will say this: it's making my skin look very smooth.
It is. It makes you. I mean, it looks like you're wearing a fat suit
This is
on
crazy.
just your hand.
Like I
Is
feel
it achy? Is it achy?
It's achy,
Yeah.
and it feels like my hand has been soaking in water for like.
Oh, that's because the poison, your body is. It's called edema.
Oh my
And
god!
it's putting all. I bet you if you push on it, it'll stay indented.
Oh
Yeah. So you have edema.
It
right
feels
now.
like I have water. Like my hand is all
Gosh.
pruny and watery.
Let me tell you something. If that's a fucking, for entertainment purposes only, Bill Gates mosquito allegedly poisoning us, I am gonna lose my mind.
What do I
Because-
do? Do I need to go to the hospital?
No, we just have to put castor oil on it. By the way, you can put castor oil on your bug bites, and it sucks out all the pus.
I did, but it's not working yet.
Well, I have to say, every time I look at it, I don't see any castor oil on it. It should be shiny. Yeah, you're not putting enough.
Oh
So
gosh!
Just, celebrity-wise, I have met and hung out and worked with so many celebrities, but I will tell you this. I met one that was so disappointing because he's in my industry,
Yeah.
and it was just like if he was one of the people that I really love.
Dane Cook.
Well, I mean,
No.
no, but
Okay.
that's
I used to love him,
You
man.
just-
I bought a double CD
just
of his.
look him up and you get enough information.
I bought a
um,
CD of his and used to fucking love it.
Yeah, I was not a fan of his per se. Like he wasn't like a big deal to me. And by the way, I saw him everywhere. I have seen him everywhere. But this guy's one of the, I put in quotations, legends. And I worked with him on a movie, and just so disappointing.
Yeah.
Just like as a human being, disappointing.
Sure.
And you're just like, ooh.
That's why they say don't meet him.
Don't meet him. That's why I'm saying I understand. Like if I really loved him, because I mean I am a stand-up, so you'd think that I'm like, oh my God, I'm in this movie with this guy. This
Right.
is gonna be incredible. And then my parts are with him.
You could go to IMDb and look up Bethany's name, and then you'll see who it is, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah. I didn't... When I was a teenager, like, I loved musicians, movie stars, whatever.
Yeah.
And then once I became, like, a young adult, like, I would see them everywhere. I never really cared. I never got starstruck. The one time I really got starstruck, I already told the story, was Peter Weller, the guy that played RoboCop. Completely
Yeah.
forgot how to speak when I saw him because RoboCop was so huge for me as a kid. That is the only time, and I've seen them all.
Yeah.
I've seen fucking Brad Pitt's, Anne Hathaway's, fucking
Yeah, I just don't care. I mean, I've seen like
biggest disappointment.
Harrison Ford
Yeah.
and the I don't even want to list their names, but lots of very big names.
Yeah,
And I'll tell you the truth, most of the time you wouldn't even know. Like they're just so, it sounds mean, but they're vapid and
there's not even an energy about
there's
them.
no that's better to
But
say.
there was an energy about Peter Weller, which was really fucking weird. Because he came walking
Like a
in and
good
everything,
energy?
yeah, and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
just stopped around him, and he was just kind of, he looked all disheveled, and his hair was all fucked up, and I've seen him around since, and I
Yeah.
didn't get starstruck.
There's only, I think, one person. I wonder if you can guess it. Don't say it yet. There's one person that I would probably be starstruck.
Michael Jackson.
No.
Huh.
I was not really
No, I know.
anything with
I just
him.
felt like saying his name.
Oh, no. It would be, take a second guess, knowing me.
P. Diddy.
You're
Damn,
you're
imagine
trying to be
meeting
funny.
Imagine meeting P. Diddy.
I was around P. Diddy at a party.
You ever seen that footage of him when he was dressed as the Heath Ledger Joker for Halloween? Just
Was that the same year that he passed? Look it up.
That's a good question.
Yes, look it up
Whoa.
right now or the next year.
But he was just like walking around Sunset Boulevard, like in the middle of the street,
No.
going up to cars and like, it was
No
fucking
way.
crazy.
Yeah.
There's a footage of him going up to Jamie Foxx saying, "You gonna come to my party?"
Yeah.
And it was fucking weird. And Jamie was like, "Okay, oh, all right, I'll be there." Like it was scary.
Yeah. There's a lot of parties in the hills that you end up going to.
Yeah.
and there's people there. And I will say, without naming names, that when you go, there's an energy about them you don't want to be around.
I feel like that's most of those parties.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I don't want you to go away from what you were going to say about the celebrity.
Oh, right.
I can't. I don't know.
I mean, when I say it, you're going to know because, my gosh, Kurt Cobain.
Oh, well, yeah.
He, to me, like, is everything still. And maybe that's because he's passed and I'll never get to. But, like, to me, no one else would have that. I cannot think of anyone. And what's weird is I do music. I'm an actor. I'm a stand-up comic. I direct. Like, I do all these things. So you would think I'd have at least one in each category. None.
Yeah.
This is the only person I could think of that would make me maybe stutter or get butterflies.
Yeah.
Everybody else is. Oh, let me tell one more. One more that I think, again, contradicts the story of don't meet your idols. When I met Robin Williams.
Oh, yeah.
That was
rest in peace.
Epic.
Yeah.
And he's beautiful. I don't mean like visual.
Right.
I mean like
He's
he's
little
just
king, isn't he? A little guy.
He's little.
Was.
And he's hairy. But he's he I don't know how to describe it, but like he kind of gave me Prophet vibes.
Yeah, some say he was killed.
Yeah.
Some say that he was murdered.
Yeah, because
that's like a thing. Like a hanging is like a silent thing. It's like an Illuminati
symbol.
fucking thing.
It's a symbol. The Chris Cornells, for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
But anyways, I would say for all the ones I've met, I would say Keanu Reeves and Robin Williams, and Prince, like I said, was very kind. Prince was like super chill. Like you would think he'd be untouchable, but he was just like answered me, looked at me in my eyes.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, and I don't have like any really like, oh my God, they were so sweet or nice or like overly nice or nicer than the average person.
But I don't like overly nice.
No, I know.
'Cause to me, that's fake.
They were all pretty just one note, one line, and I've met a lot of them, and I can't think of anybody that if I were to meet somebody today, that I'd be like, oh shit.
I do have I did have famous friends, like my old best friend that I lived with.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we were I loved her. Like I thought that she, just felt like a normal person to me.
Yeah.
Where like
she is.
But what I'm saying is people don't think that way.
Yeah.
And by the way, some aren't. Like I met one, I wish I could tell you her name through her. I met who was so like, I thought like gave me robot vibes.
You just say it. What's the problem? What's
like
gonna happen?
legit robot vibes.
What's gonna happen if you say their name?
I don't know.
You don't want to? You don't feel comfortable saying it?
I feel like I'm putting out.
I'll say names of people. I met fucking Rob Zombie before a couple times.
Oh yeah, you should tell those stories.
And it's not even anything crazy, but like I was when I first got out of third time out of rehab, but fresh out, I signed up for Central Casting. And it's like background work in movies and shows. You're just a person. You're literally just a body. You're at the fucking bottom of the totem pole in that world. Like there's probably nothing lower than a Central Casting background actor. I mean, PAs are even higher.
Yeah,
on set, yeah. So I did that. But the first job I got hired on to do was a Rob Zombie movie. And he handpicked his cast. He was very involved in his movie making. And I was in the background, and they didn't even end up using anything that I was in.
And he looked so cute. Oh, my God, because it was, like, set in the 70s.
Yeah, so I had to wear a little 70s outfit. But I saw him, and he saw my tattoos. Cause I have these vintage Halloween tattoos.
He followed you.
He did, and then he unfollowed me because of some weird – had nothing to do with me personally. It was other stuff. But so I met him then, and then I met him at my job because him and his wife shopped there. And I went up to him. I was like, "What's up, man?" I was like, first off, big fan. Second, I was an extra in one of your movies." And then I told him the movie, and he's like, "Oh yeah." He did remember me, and he said, yeah, you were one of the camera crew guys. And I was like, yeah, I was, man. Cool.
You should be like, can you go back and re-edit that movie and put me in?
I know, right? So he was okay. And then and that was it. That was the end of the conversation. We just stood there kind of, he had nothing else to say.
Yeah.
I guess I had nothing else to say. So it wasn't really anything.
The best part, though, was when we were in, like, the front row.
Yeah, so then cut to, so he used to shop there at the grocery store that I work at, and he'd come in there a couple times, and I'd always see him and his wife, and, you know, they'd always kind of look at me. And that was the only time that we talked, though. And then cut to, like, later.
Well, and you also went on tour on the same festival.
We played a
him.
festival together, and his trailer was right across from us, as was Marilyn Manson's. And I saw them both, and
but didn't you tell him that? I thought you did. You
I
didn't?
didn't tell him that.
That's
I always
unfortunate.
forget to say,
I
like,
know.
hey, man, I'm a musician, too, and I've played.
I've literally played on the same stage.
I always forget to say that when I see other musicians that I've interacted with. I go back to the fan in me of them, and I'm like, oh, I'm a fan, as opposed to we've shared the stage together, and I've toured with you or whatever. But so we got tickets to go see Rob and Alice Cooper for Halloween at the Yamava Casino, and we're high rollers, so they gave us fucking third row tickets.
But it was like first row because of the way it was angled.
Yeah.
Like we were on the aisle in the middle, and it kind of goes off on a diagonal. So our first two seats were like,
you see us.
You see us.
You look down, you see us, and we don't look like everybody else at the casino. And I swear, Rob at one point was doing his thing, and then like he looked down at us, and I swear he like had to like squint to focus his eyes to be like, "This fucking guy is here now.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?" The way he looked was really. You caught that look.
Oh yeah,
right?
we have it on film.
So funny.
It's great.
Just fucking probably thought I was stalking his ass.
Yeah, right.
Fuck you, bro. Love your old music though. Your movies are pretty cool too. But I could give two shits about celebrities. I see them all day. I see them every day. I don't fucking care. You go fuck yourselves. You're literally just a little spawn of Satan. You're being used to brainwash the masses.
Your soul is gone. You are doing the bidding of the Dark Lord.
And you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you signed the dotted line for entertainment
and
purposes
they got
only.
you. They got you, booze, on something.
And
They got you, and it's a secret, and you don't want it to come out. And so what do? You puppet string it.
Yeah.
You got to do whatever they say so that shit doesn't come out.
And P. Diddy oils you up and films himself
Allegedly
just
for
fucking drilling
entertainment
ya.
purposes only.
Oh, man. Have you heard the supposed footage yeah, there's audio. It's not real, clearly, but it's making the rounds right now of LeBron James and P. Diddy. And
It probably is real, by the way.
And it's LeBron. He's like, it's my first time,
allegedly.
Daddy. He's like, shut up and don't run. It's my first time, Daddy. Go easy on me.
Is it Daddy or Diddy?
And you can hear he's
Yeah.
calling him Daddy, and he's just fucking pounding in his ass.
I wonder if he had.
I hope it's real.
I wonder if Diddy had to step on a stool.
Probably have him squat real low.
Oh yeah, do that deep squat.
Oh, shit. Well, this was another fun one. Nuts. Thanks for
hope
hanging out with us.
We hope we gave you some visuals to
Yeah.
walk away with. Some visuals.
Can't wait till next time, Nuts.
Let us know what celebrities you've met, and whether was it a positive or negative
I don't want to hear
experience.
about that. I want to hear negative experiences.
I want engagement. Oh, you don't want positive ones.
No,
yes,
I wanna hear
just give us
negative.
the negative ones
Negative.
then. I agree
told-
with you.
I told my story about my favorite band, man, Deftones. Favorite band. We mentioned them earlier. And we have a song. We covered their song. And it's everywhere right now.
we
Change.
just bookended.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I've met the singer a couple times, and you know what? He's
You've said that, yeah.
He's an arrogant fucking
Yeah.
dickhead, and I love his voice. His lyrics are pretty cool, and I love his band. But I
Do you
could
know that when
never
Sean
see
came
him
home,
again and be totally okay.
When Sean came home and told me that story, I literally didn't listen to them again.
And we had tickets to go to his
we
side
didn't go.
projects band that night, and we fucking gave them away.
Because
I
I
gave
was
them away for
yeah,
free.
I don't care. Because I'm not going to support things and people.
I'd go see Deftones, though, if we had
No.
good seats.
Do you know why? Because the last time we went and saw them in Vegas,
That was crazy.
they gave me a migraine headache.
That wasn't their fault. That
Yes.
was the venue.
Sean Thomas. Okay, when Haunted Air starts playing huge venues, are you not going to go when it's a sound check? Are you going to sound check and just agree with everyone and go, okay, thank you? No, I'm going to stand in the middle of the fucking
you
room.
leave it to you trust your team to
Okay,
take care of it for
well,
you.
they've been playing at that point. That was near the end of that tour. They knew exactly what they were doing because I'm looking at you and you know what was happening.
Yeah.
The bass was horribly damaging. The lighting was piercing out to the audience. They had what felt like the Luxor fucking the triangle on the Luxor light. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The laser fucking pointed right at us,
I know.
which was excruciating.
I was there, honey.
And the decibel level from the very beginning, which
Very
by the
loud.
way, if you guys don't know this, at every concert, they continually raise the volume, just so you know.
Well, some say, that you reach a point of like euphoria or like this weird nirvana
Well, yeah,
state.
because there's parts of your body dying. It's called
Maybe.
your eardrums. No, I'm dead serious. And your brain cells. Like, you can't. It's frequency. We are frequency beings.
Okay, baby.
Okay, don't get me started.
My
but
pits smell. I gotta go
hold
take
on.
a shower.
But after that,
I'm gonna
after
leave
knowing
you.
they
I'm gonna
want to
leave you
kill
alone
us,
now.
I'm over it.
I'm gonna leave you. You can keep talking. I'm gonna go. Okay.
No, because I don't want to turn off anything or touch anything.
Okay. Nuts. Stay nutty, everybody.
Bye for now.
Campsis.
Nailed it.
Bethany
Bethany
and Sean.
and Sean.
We are a couple of nuts talking